The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Coming up, the Heartland Humane Society changes their fall fundraiser.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
The time now is 5 o'clock. I'm Michael Stake.
And I'm Hannah Gokenauer. RA's facility and staff show their support for mental health. But first,
the library fire alarm was pulled today at around 3:30 this afternoon, causing students to consider heading for the exits. UPD says the alarm was an accident. At this time, police are not saying who pulled the alarm.
President Sheila Gestring visited the Student Government Association meeting last night. Gestring covered multiple topics, including housing renovations.
We had on our plans to take offline an entire building in North Complex to completely renovate next year. Well, with the enrollment that we've seen this year and hopefully continued enrollment in that way, what we're contemplating at the moment is pushing back those renovations. We had planned on doing a full building each year for the next 5 years.
Gestring says the 1 year is important because it gives them time to find housing solution in the community. Gestring says she's working with developers to find a solution to the amount of students that prefer a single room and request early releases from dorms.
The former sheriff of Clay County has died at the age of 73. Raymond Pasick, also known as Dusty, served as sheriff for 30 years before his retirement in 2003. The Clay County Sheriff Department says that Dusty leaves behind his legacy of ethical decision-making and a fair problem-solving approach to public safety. Funeral arrangements are still being made.
Walking around campus, you may frequently see green bandanas being carried or worn. That's because of the Green Bandana Project, a suicide prevention and mental health awareness movement. RAs as well as USD staff tie a lime green bandana to their backpack or office doors. The green bandana indicates the owner has on-campus resources to share regarding mental health. They pledge to support others and to fight the stigma surrounding mental illness. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee was the first to introduce the project to the university.
I just want to provide my listening for them. I'm here to listen to them and just be there with them. And that's basically all we do for people is we can help them find things if they need them, but we're just here for them to listen to what they have to say.
Approximately 100 students signed up for the Green Bandana Project last February. Those who want more information or want to be involved in the project can find more information on the bandanaproject.org.
The Heartland Humane Society is changing their fundraiser. Coyote News' Callie Connor shares the details about this new event.
The Heartland Humane Society had their first Barktoberfest fundraiser this Saturday at Ben's Brew Station. Heartland's executive director, Carrie Philmeyer, says the new style of their fundraiser has activities for all ages.
This is a new event this year. It's a spin-off of a large gala that we used to have pre-pandemic. So today we've got activities for actually all ages. New to us, we've got a coloring contest going on inside for the kids, up to live auction items and silent auction items, some music on the patio, food trucks, and every donation will just go back to the shelter.
Heartland performs all of their medical procedures at the shelter, so the money from this fundraiser will go into covering those costs for the rest of the year and into 2023. Philmeyer says that it was a great turnout, despite worries about starting a new event this year. She says she's happy with the progress Heartland has made in achieving their goal for the fundraiser.
We're kicking off today. October 1st is the first day of a 7-day goal to raise $65,000. We started the day with about $28,000 in donations, so about halfway there.
After this event, Heartland plans to promote on their social media pages, asking people to donate and partake in the silent auction. For Coyote News, I'm Callie Connors.
For the rest of the month, Heartland Humane Society is offering microchipping and pet therapy clinics to thank the community. Coming up, a student-founded tradition upgrades to a larger space.
In a world where embracing your identity is a privilege not usually given to the members of the LGBTQIA+ community, the University of South Dakota Spectrum provides community and education for young queer scholars. Sexuality and identity are defined on spectrums, and having a community of open-minded, inclusive peers provides safety. Spectrum is one reason all Coyotes can call the University of South Dakota their home.
This is Coyote News.
Welcome back. Dakota Days are right around the corner, and USD has named its Grand Parade Marshall alumni Bob Freeberg of Beersford. Freeberg graduated in 1957 with a major in political science, and he was the president of Delta Tau Delta fraternity. He has served as legal counsel for the university and the USD Foundation, where he's also a trustee. In 2006, Freeberg and his late wife received the Inman Award for their service to the university. The Dakota Days Parade will be on October 22nd.
Pancake Night is expanding its reach, giving the founder confidence in his spring goals. Coyote News' reported on Pancake Night a year ago. Since then, the group has hosted a fashion show and taken hikes to cook pancakes in the woods. The group's founder, Tom Pemrick, says they've been busy making some changes, including moving to a different location on campus.
We switched from Norton because Coyote is more open, and we felt like we could get more people traffic through here to get meet new friends, meet new people. The whole point of Pancake Night is to try to hand out free food, free pancakes, and we felt that Coyote is a better spot for it. And they got a pool table, which is really nice.
Pemrick says one goal is to become an official club. He also wants to move the weekly tradition into the muck. Currently, Pemrick organizes Pancake Night and hopes to keep the food free of cost.
The Native American Cultural Center provides support services for USD Indigenous students. Coyote News' Callie Connors is live in the muck to find out more about what the NAC does for students. Callie?
Thanks, Hannah. I'm here with Trinity Redday, a Native Studies major. Trinity, so what all are you involved with on campus?
On campus, I'm involved as much as possible with the Native student organizations on campus. Like last year, my freshman year, I was a part of Teospai Student Council, the powwow committee on campus, where we hold the annual Wichipi. And that was a really great opportunity. And now this year, I'm a part of ACES, SACNAS, and the USD Nations group.
So what does Native Student Services have to offer Native American students here?
Native Student Services, or as Native students call it, the NAC, it's really just a home away from home for me and many other Native students. It's just a place to really go hang out and chill and talk to someone if you need to. Megan, Redshirt Shaw, and John Little are really great.
So this year, in comparison to other years, we have the largest percentage of Native American students on campus. Are there any new programs or opportunities being implemented to provide for all of these students?
Yes, last year there was a program, a living learning community called the Wiyushkan Upitipi, which means they contently live together, which was translated by our Lakota teacher, Delphine Redshirt, and that is a really cool opportunity. I believe there are over 30 students on the floor that live together. I lived on that floor, Mickelson second floor, and that's a really great opportunity. We get together every Wednesday night and have events. Like tonight, we go to the Coyote Twin and see the movie Prey.
Can you speak a little bit about Indigenous Peoples Day and what the significance of this holiday is for Native Americans?
Yes, Indigenous Peoples Day acknowledges Native people today who exist today, and acknowledges the history and the culture of Native peoples.
Does Native Student Services have anything planned to celebrate the holiday this year?
I don't believe so this year, but just going there, it is a really great opportunity to be a part of.
Trinity, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Callie Connors.
Thanks, Callie. Indigenous Peoples Day is on Monday.
A big pink ball was used to fundraise for a local daycare center. Yesterday, the 8th annual Big Pink Volleyball Tournament took place at the Wellness Center. Several teams competed against each other playing volleyball with an oversized pink ball. This tournament's a fundraiser for the Vakurovich Children's Center. Players paid an entry fee and were able to donate even more during the tournament. All proceeds of the new purchase goes to the new equipment at the daycare. The Vakurovich Center provides childcare and programming for USD students, faculty, and staff in the Vermilion community.
This Saturday is USD's rivalry game against SDSU in Brookings. USD's football team is asking Coyote fans to hold up 3 fingers in the air after the first play of the third quarter. This comes from the Helinski Hope Foundation, whose founders lost their son when he committed suicide. The movement is to show solidarity for those struggling with mental health and illness. The game will be at 2 in the afternoon in Brookings. Next on Coyote Sports, the Coyotes and Jackrabbits add another chapter to their historic rivalry this weekend.
And we get Coach Nielsen's thoughts on the big game.
This is Coyote News.
This is Coyote Sports. I'm Carly Phillips.
And I'm Landon DeBoer. It's rivalry week. The volleyball team gets yet another win in Brookings, and the football team looks to do the same. But first, Ted Schlafke is out. He is no longer a coach for Coyote football. The Coyotes website, which listed the now former offensive coordinator as a part of the coaching staff as late as last Thursday, no longer lists him as a coach. Coyote News reached out for a comment from the team on the separation, and they responded with, quote, "The university and Coach Schlafke have decided to mutually part ways, and the university has accepted his resignation. Coach Bob Nielsen will continue to direct the offense, but he hasn't indicated whether or not the team is actively seeking a replacement." Schlafke served as a Coyote coach for 6 seasons.
The football team will need a strong showing on both sides of the ball this weekend against the number 2 ranked SDSU Jackrabbits in Brookings. The Coyotes will go into the game with an extra week of preparation after having a bye last week. The game marks the 116th time the teams have faced off, with the Jackrabbits leading the all-time series. Coyote head coach Bob Nielsen knows the importance of not just the history of the rivalry, but what the game means for both teams this season.
Well, I think this is a big game in a lot of respects. It's a big game because it's the South Dakota State rivalry game. And it's a big game for both of us based on where we're at in our seasons, even though our records are different. You know, it's an important game for conference standings. It's, you know, certainly an important game for us with the fact that, you know, we've lost 3 of the first 4.
Nielsen says the bye week has helped them get players healthy, and he says the team will need a strong showing from their defense this weekend in Brookings. The game kicks off Saturday afternoon at 2.
The football team may be heading to Brookings, but are you?
We asked our followers in a Twitter poll yesterday if they are planning on traveling to the game.
Carly, do you think more of our followers said they were making the trip, staying at home for the game, or listening to it on KAOR?
Honestly, I think most people will probably stay home rather than going up just because it is a bit of a drive.
Well, it looks like it's a pretty split vote, but most of our followers are actually planning to listen to it on KAOR. Personally, I think I'll probably do a mixture of watching it and listening to it.
I will probably do the same because I do have quite a few midterms I need to study for this weekend. Since the opening of the gaming lounge in 2020, esports on campus have been fast growing. Coyote News' Sydney Funderman is live in the muck to tell us more. Sydney?
Thanks, Carly. I'm here live with Emma Johnson, who is the head of esports public relations. So Sunday you guys just had a competition against MSUM in Valorant. How did that go?
Yeah, I will say the first round was really close. It's best of 3. It was 8-8, super close. And then they ended up losing the first round. Second round was a little bit more rocky. They ended up losing, but I did see a lot of improvement compared to the week before's match.
Can you tell us a little bit more how your schedule plays out for the rest of the semester?
For the rest of the semester, we have weekly Smash tournaments. They're Wednesdays at 5:30 in the arena. And then next month, we have a 24-hour live stream, the 12th, that we'll be raising money for charity for. I'm really excited about that one.
Is there any more information you can give us on that?
I will say we're planning out events, blocking it out. We're going to try to have some community activities too, so you can come in and play games. Besides that, we'll be streaming on our Twitch for it, so that's where you can check it out.
What are some of the most popular games that you guys have amongst your group?
Right now, Valorant's really popular. Overwatch 2 just came out. And then Apex, I would say, is a really popular game as well that we have.
And then how can people get involved in esports?
You can just come down to the arena. Everyone there is pretty talkative. You can just come, say hi, and then just play games. We're all fun people. We like to play games with each other, outgoing. Just stop by. It's that easy.
So there's not much experience needed to come and join. You can just come and hang out with the club?
Yeah, it's not competitive completely. You can just come in, play something from Mario Kart or Sims, or play something super competitive like Valorant.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Emma.
Thank you.
Live in the muck for Coyote Sports, I'm Sydney Funderman.
Thanks, Sydney. To learn more about how to sign up for esports intramurals, visit the IM Leagues app. And as Johnson said, to get into the action yourself, visit the esports arena located in the McCusick Technology Center.
Tomorrow, the volleyball team will head to St. Paul to face the St. Thomas Tommies. They defeated in-state rival SDSU last weekend in Brookings in 5 sets. Leading the Coyotes in the matchup was once again outside hitter Elizabeth Junkie, who had 19 kills in the game. Lola Weideman added some defense to the mix, tallying a match-high 33 digs. Their performances helped USD to win the deciding 5th set. The Coyotes' victory was their 15th straight win in the series, dating all the way back to 2015, moving them to 24-2 against the Jackrabbits in the Division I era. The women's soccer team is heading to Western Illinois on Friday after being defeated by the Denver Pioneers this past weekend. Sunday was the Coyotes' first Summit League home game of the season. The team fell short 4-2. The Pioneers were the first on the board, getting the ball past diving goalkeeper Caroline Lewis, but it wasn't long till the Coyotes got a score of their own. About 4 minutes later, USD's Ashby Johnston scored her second goal of the season with an assist by Taylor Cotter. Denver would answer with their second goal of the game, but with about 10 minutes left in the first half, Joanna Zanin tied it up for the Coyotes 2-2. The Pioneers scored 2 more goals and held the Coyotes scoreless in the second half.
The tennis team will compete next Thursday in the ITA Regional in Stillwater, Oklahoma. They wrapped up a 3-day event in Fort Collins, Colorado on Sunday, where sophomore Bia Havlika went 2-1 in singles, 1 win coming against a Pac-12 opponent and 1 win against Summit League nemesis Denver. Senior Sydney Weinberg also defeated a Pac-12 opponent, beating Colorado's Ellen Puzik 6-2, 6-4. On day 3 of the invite, the Coyotes had their best day of the tournament with a combined 9-2 record in singles and doubles.
The cross-country team will run in the Platte River Rumble in Ashland, Nebraska on October 14th. Both the men and the women competed in the Gans Creek Classic in Missouri last week and finished 15th at the event. Fifth-year senior Murga Gameda and Abrielle Jeerley clocked new personal records at the meet. Gameda set a PR in the 8,000 meter with a time of 24 minutes and 5 seconds, the fastest time by a Coyote in the program's Division I era. Jeerley became the first Summit League woman this year to break 21 minutes in the 6,000 meter run with a time of 20 minutes and 54 seconds, knocking 30 seconds off her personal best.
That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we return, we ask students the last thing they Googled. Stay with us.
Hey, do you want to answer a quick question for Coyote News?
Huh? What's the question?
It's about roommates. It'll only take a second.
I don't know.
Come on. All you have to do is talk to me. What's the weirdest thing that you found your roommate doing?
One time I came home from class and she was clipping her toenails on my bed. That was weird and gross.
Hey, look, it's you.
That was weird and gross.
No way.
This is Coyote News.
Some might think it's a little risky to be asking college students about their internet history.
But USD students proved us wrong.
For this week's Out and About, we asked students what was the last thing they Googled. Here's what they had to say.
I Googled something for one of the scholarships I was applying for.
Stream East, which is a streaming website.
The USD thing, because I scheduled an appointment. Flights to go back home to Chicago.
Probably the score of the Oregon Ducks game.
How speech therapy affects bilingual people.
The Patrick Star with the fishnet tights. How to find the order of a reaction is a chemistry question.
The latest polls on the midterm election.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
The letter E with a bar over it. The college football top 25.
Probably Cupcake 2048.
I Googled a chili recipe.
How old Dylan O'Brien was.
How loud the Viking Stadium was.
I started watching a new show and I looked up the cast.
The Wordle of the day.
Name, image, and likeness in college students.
How to power off a Mac.
It was the Wordle.
New sneaker drops. Big Jordan fan. Thank you.
Michael, what was the last thing you Googled?
Last thing I Googled was a YouTube video on how to make the perfect at-home breadsticks. What about you?
I'm not gonna lie, I will have to say, last thing I Googled was how to defend oneself against a mountain lion. Now there's been a lot of chatter about mountain lions this week on campus. We asked our Twitter followers if they considered the mountain lion a vermcat. Here's what they had to say. What do you think, Michael?
I personally don't think so, and I hope that the polls agree with me.
I very much so hope it is, and I was right. Fun fact about mountain lions is when they're cubs, they have blue eyes and spots, making them look more like a cheetah.
That is pretty crazy. I can't believe most of our followers considered mountain lions to be a vermcat.
I agree with that strongly, personally.
Follow our Twitter page at USD Coyote News to take part in our weekly polls. Our poll was inspired by the fact that earlier Friday, the Vermilion Police Department issued a warning to residents in regarding a wild animal in town. At about 4 in the morning, an officer spotted a mountain lion running across the 100 block of North Dakota Street. Although the local Game, Fish, and Parks officer says they are confident that the lion has left town, they still want residents to be aware and to look after their small pets and children. That's all for Coyote News.
Visit the Valance website for a deeper look at the President's visit to SGA.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for coverage of your USD sports.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.